All right, gentlemen, went over the rules earlier in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Good luck. Touch them up. Suerte.
We are ready to go. Super lightweights, 10 rounds. Here from Ford Center, Frisco, Texas. Beto Duran, world champion Ceniza Estrada. Alex Martin. He's in the white and pink, 16-3, 6 KOs. Josec Ruiz. It's spelled like Jose with a C, but he says, call me Josec Ruiz. A veteran of 30 fights. He's 24-3. Alex Martin, like wondering, like, wait a minute, didn't I see him a couple years ago? Didn't he lose a couple fights? Yeah, he lost 3 in a row. Thought he was done with the sport of boxing. And like we've seen with other fighters, a resurgence, changed things up. And here he is now.
That's awesome. That must be a great feeling. Just speaking to him and hearing his story. Must be great to be on the A side now.
Yep. His last couple fights, he was brought in by Golden Boy as an opponent. I'm like, hey, we got these hot young prospects. We need to get them tested. And he beat them. So can't beat them, join them. And that's what they did. They signed Alex Martin here fighting. He was fighting at 147 pounds not too long ago. And here he is now looking smooth. He's a pescatarian from Chicago, but he trains in Long Island. With Joe Sagarino,
Pick him up, Alex.
his manager, said we wanted to manage some fighters, and we saw one of his fights. Like, this guy's good. Like, what's the deal with him? Messaged him, said, hey, we know you think you're done with your career. We can help change it. Come live with us in Strong Island, and that's what he did. And here he is now with his trainer, Mark Cheers. Turn things around, and it's only in boxing. It really is. And when you have that confidence and support staff behind you, so this is just so huge. Got the white gloves. Okay, he had that personality when we were talking back there. And by personality, I mean none. He doesn't talk.
But the great thing is his team talks for him. It's awesome. Yeah. We ask him questions, and his whole team answers for him. It's cool.
We're like having a conversation about him, and he just laughing, and it's like, There he is.
His team is definitely full of characters, but you can tell they really care about him, and they're really, trying to do the most they can for him and his career.
Let's see what he can do now. Now when you're back on the 8 side, now it's just a different rule when you know when your fight's going to be. That you're not getting a call 8 days beforehand or 48 hours beforehand. And that's how Golden Boy found him a couple fights ago. They said, hey, can you fight in 4 days? He was eating junk food. His manager told him, you want to fight? He said, yeah, well, you don't know what to do. He said, I don't care. And he lost 16 pounds in a couple of days to make weight. Got the victory over Angel Fierro. And here he is now. First round done. It's scheduled for 10 in super welterweight division. Working our way towards the main event of Virgil Ortiz against the Mean Machine. And that's going to be live on Dazn. Crowd filling in. We saw a victory for Alex McCollum. Now it's Alex Martin's time. As Alex Martin, see the highlights from that first round. Watching us on Facebook Watch. Also, great job by the Golden Boy social media crew, Renee Garcia and the rest, making sure to interact with the fans, get them going all week long. So, coverage from the press conferences, coverage from the weigh-in. And you actually interviewed Virgil for something that was different, right?
I did. It was a little different. It was some fun questions, and it was able to bring out Virgil's fun personality and the character that most people don't really see in regular media interviews.
Virgil Ortiz, when he goes on Instagram Live, it's because he's playing guitar and he's taking song requests. That's it. Not making it rain anywhere. Good scrap here. Lefty is Alex Martin, who just joined us right now. That was the voice of champion Ceniza Estrada. Wherever you may be around the world, appreciate you. A lot of boxing on tonight. Joshua Franco and Maloney, the trilogy in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Also fights in Carson, California.
4-. Sit on it.
I'd like to see Ruiz be more effective with his footwork. You can't just continue to walk straight forward against a lefty because, you know, it's a little trickier than fighting an orthodox fighter, and they can get around you a lot easier. And that's kind of what's happening here.
Got Marquise John checking in right now with us. Both Linus.
Don't sit there. Don't sit there.
Anything else?
Nice.
See all the comments on Facebook in the zone.
Back to the 6, Mike. Quick with the 3. Turn your head. Let him smother, go with the high guard. Turn it. Take a break.
And it's interesting, in the corner, you'll hear the voice of Mark Cherry, and then you'll hear the voice of Joe Sagarino, the younger trainer. So it's like they take turns between rounds. So one of them gets the odd rounds, and the other gets the even round. That's interesting, but it works for them. They have a system.
Yeah, that's interesting. And 26 years old as a trainer. That's awesome to see how he's doing that at such a young age. You don't see that in boxing. You know, everybody thinks like the typical trainer is an old man. You know.
Usually with a toothpick and a bucket, right? But Sagarino, amateur fighter in the New York area. He's been around for a while in the amateur scene. So here he is, but his only guy that he's focused on is Alex Martin. Had to move in with him. They believe in him. And there he is. Josec Ruiz from Miami, Florida. The roots in Honduras. Not much.
And Martin has never had that type of support before, and it's, as a fighter, it's good to have that support. And like his team was saying, you know, they eat together as a family, they do things together, and it really builds your relationship not only outside of the gym but inside of the gym too, because you develop that trust in your team.
You have Martin from the south side of Chicago, a big Bears fan. And you have Sagarino and the Italian family, so they have their Sunday dinner in Long Island. So two different worlds come together to support a box. Moving around good, smooth.
And Ruiz is a tough fighter. He just continues to walk forward, so you have to be on your A game with your footwork and your movement to make sure that you do just like that with those straight rights. They're going to be very effective to the body and to the head as Ruiz just walks forward.
So we're done with two. Let's look at the replays now, Sinisa.
So Ruiz coming forward, kind of with his head in the same place, and I feel like that's not going to be very effective for him as the rounds go on, because Martin can continue to use his angles and movement to get in a better position and counter.
Mauro Fernandez, trainer, manager for Josec Ruiz. They're in Miami, Florida, M&R Boxing. See that Cuban flag on them, Cubano. Asking back there at Josec, like, oh, you know, growing up, did you play any other sports? He's like, oh yeah, man, I played soccer. I was soccer, and everybody in there, the whole team, just started laughing. What's going on? And then he finished up with, he goes, well, I played it, but I wasn't good. I'm like, oh, so you're not good? He goes, I'm a great athlete. I just can't play soccer. And everybody's like, oh, this guy thinks he can do everything. So that's the confidence that Josec Ruiz has. And he takes that confidence into the boxing ring. Started boxing at 16 in Honduras. I was like, why? He said, because you don't want to be in the streets. Drugs, violence, nothing good. So I just walked into a gym. I'm like, were you a boxing fan growing up? There's not much boxing in Honduras. Who am I watching? He goes, I just did it to have somewhere to hide away from the bad life. And here he is as a professional living in Miami, Florida. Escorpion is his nickname. With the E, did it right. Escorpion. Escorpion. Good shot. Landed by Martin.
I feel like Martin can have his way all day with any shots that he wants to land, because Ruiz is just continuing to walk forward with his head in the same position. So it's going to be interesting to see how he takes those shots into the later rounds walking forward like that.
And we're sitting right next to the corner of Ruiz, and they keep saying it's the jab, the jab. He hasn't thrown one. Martin is followed by a left hand. Snapping the jab is Martin. Martin's throwing one punch at a time.
I think he's just trying to pick his shots to get in better position. Still 7 rounds to go, and with a fighter like Ruiz, he's durable, but I think he's going to end up walking into a big shot.
You see that? That's what you see happening?
Ruiz will walk into a big shot, sorry. As he wears down little by little as the rounds go on, I believe he'll be more prone to walking into hard shots.
Beto Duran alongside the world champion Sinisa Estrada here at the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas, working our way towards the main event of Virgil Ortiz and the Mean Machine. That'll be live on Dazn at 7 Central.
I'm excited to see Virgil, very excited. One of my current favorite fighters.
And there you see Martin trying to pick it up a bit. Martin very confident, bouncing around on the toes. I remember when he fought Fierro a couple fights ago, because he drained himself. He just had no energy. He still got the victory, but it's a different world.
Stop! Step back. Good.
3, 10 seconds.
Time!
So right here we see Martin kind of picking his shots, trying to get a better angle. And Ruiz just being very aggressive, even switching stances as he's walking forward. Which can be dangerous because I feel like as the rounds go on and as he wears down, switching stances like that, walking forward, he might run into a big shot.
Thank you for joining us right now, wherever you may be, on YouTube or Facebook, Twitter. Like I said earlier, I love the boxing community because the conversations that go back and forth. The boxing fan is very passionate.
What are they saying?
You know, people have their own conversations.
Their own arguments. That's the best. I love reading that.
You do?
There you go.
That's a little slip. That's a slip.
Back of the head.
Alex, be careful
Up.
now.
Yeah, the boxing fans are passionate about it. I mean, you got your hardcore fans. You know what it's like. I mean, you and Marlena Esparza, all we have to do is bring up those two names and fans just go back and forth about it.
Right.
Yeah, I brought her up to you. And she was my partner last fight, 7-9 at LAFC Stadium. Back in California, I had worked with Marlena Esparza. Tonight, working with Sinisa Estrada. Are you guys going to fight again?
I mean, I'm waiting for it. We'll see when it happens. I know it'll be even bigger fight for women's boxing and for the both of us when it does happen again, because we'll both have world titles.
So you expect to fight her again?
Oh, for sure.
All right.
If she wants it, she can get it. Anytime, anywhere, even in the Ford Center parking lot, any parking lot.
Yeah, your last interview, you said you could fight in the parking lot. I'm like, geez. All right, here we go. No, but the growth of women's boxing is huge. It's great to see. And, nothing like rivalries. Got to have it. Good right hook landed by Alex Martin. And Josec is saying, bring it. I'm like, Josec. It's not Josec. Josec. Make sure to say it right. Halfway through the 4th round is scheduled for 10 here at the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. In a few hours, Virgil Ortiz will be the main event. Martin just toying with him now. Moving around, doing whatever he wants. You said that in the 2nd round.
Yeah, kind of picking his shots.
Continue breathing. Time up. Time up.
Trying to split the guard, doesn't. Alex Martin Jr., his son, is the 3rd.
Reese's punches aren't very effective, and I don't think he can hurt Martin, but at the same time,
Don't push down.
he's an aggressive guy who's not going to stop coming. So if you allow him to land punches on your gloves, arms, wherever it is, he's going to do it and take advantage of it.
You don't have to find Josec Ruiz.
Touch the body.
No, why are you nicknamed Escorpion? He said, because I'm small and I'll sting. Well, you haven't stung anything.
Now press him back. 1-6 -3. He's not learning it.
They're both wearing the Gleto Reyes glove, known as the puncher's glove. I can see Martin sitting down on his toes a little bit more, sitting on his heels. Yeah, I think Martin's realized that Ruiz doesn't have much power behind those shots. Good body shot landed by Martin right at the bell.
I'd like to see him stay in the inside more like that, knowing that Ruiz's punches aren't very effective. So right here we see Ruiz coming forward again, squaring up a little bit and crowding Martin on the ropes. Martin gets right back to picking his shots, staying calm and composed.
Yeah, you're asking me, what are they saying? So on the YouTube, the conversation is all about Mayweather. So
About Mayweather?
Mayweather and what Canelo's going to be doing. It's cool.
It's just all over the place.
It's all over the place. That's why I love boxing fans. They get after it. They really get after it. Facebook is a good conversation also. Beto Duran-Sanisa Estrada, if you join us right now at 7 o'clock, you'll see Virgil Ortiz in the main event on live on Dazn with Sergio Mora, Chris Mannix, and Todd Grisham on that broadcast. Thank you for joining us right now. We're in the 5th round, scheduled for 10. We're eavesdropping on Ruiz's corner. They're telling him pick it up, start moving around. He comes a little bit more energetic here in the 5th.
I think if he picks it up and puts that pressure on Ruiz, I don't think Ruiz will be able to handle it. Those body shots would be very effective, just like the one he landed in the final seconds of the last round.
Roll it, bring it back. Roll it, bring it back. Watch him move. Just one step. Don't have Alex, get this.
See, Martin throws that one left. Doesn't really follow it up.
Doesn't really follow up, yes.
But he is picking them apart.
Stop! Step back! Stop!
Like when you know that in a fight where, okay, I can do whatever I want. How do you do? Let me ask a better question. When you know you can do whatever you want, what's the game plan moving forward for the rest of the fight?
Just continuing to stick to your game plan, and I feel like
You sit on your
straight
heels?
left.
Like once you know there's no power coming back, you're going to sit on your heels and go for it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely gives you that confidence to know that you can stay inside more and you can land harder shots. You can stay inside and catch and counter, go to the body, throw some uppercuts. And I think that's kind of what Martin's starting to figure out and show as the rounds go on.
And he's starting to land some heavier shots now. Is Alex Martin, 16-3, 6 KOs.
And Ruiz is a guy that can make you look bad. If you're not sticking to your game plan and using the right footwork and movement, he could definitely crowd you and make you look bad.
Yeah, that's smothering. And you hear the corner in unison. There you go for Alex Martin. Southside Chicago represent. Chi-Town Heat is his nickname. Doesn't talk much, believe me. Trying to interview him, which is cool. But he's got an interesting story. But his career rejuvenated after a couple of victories over young prospects. Now he's trying to make some noise. He said, 135 is where I belong. He was fighting at 47 just to get the check. You know that. You got bills to pay. Or do something. And that one stung Josec Ruiz a bit. Ruiz, a little low blow.
When he follows up with more than 2 punches, he's very effective because Ruiz is just right in front of there for all of them. And as you see, Ruiz brings his front foot forward and kind of stands himself straight up, and it breaks his stance, which is something that Martin can definitely take advantage of. We see it right here in this round. Martin trying to get off the ropes, trying to use the angle to get back to the center of the ring.
Azúcar, little Celia Cruz remix is going on inside the Ford Center, Frisco, Texas. Head to the 6th round. Carnaval jamming here. They're going to be jamming later on as Virgil Ortiz and the Mean Machine mix it up in the main event. And Josec Ruiz jumps off of his stool. Okay. A little more energy from him this round. 147 pounders, Virgil Ortiz and the Mean Machine. And before that will be 130 pounds, Roger Gutierrez, Rene Alvarado. Then 107 pounders, Felix Alvarado, Israel Vasquez. And in the opener, 142 will be George Rincon and Nikolai Buzalin. Shout out to everybody watching us all over the world. We got people in Durango, Mexico. La Familia Vitela. Also got people in upstate New York watching this. People in Long Island checking in. Because even though Alex Martin isn't from Long Island, we got some fans there. That's where he does his camp now. And you hear the urgency in the corner of Josec Ruiz. The Cuban trainers are just telling him, bring it.
Yeah, they know they just have to keep bringing it and keep being aggressive to even have a chance of winning this fight. That's what Ruiz is going to do. He's that type of fighter that's just going to keep coming forward, especially as the rounds go on.
But when you get that aggressive, that's also when you leave yourself open to mistakes, right?
That's where I think Martin can be most effective at taking advantage with shots like that.
There we go.
And it's interesting because right behind the corner of Josec Ruiz is Alex Martin's supporters. They're sitting right behind him, so you're hearing two different instructions. If you hear the English instructions saying, let's go, let's finish it, it's from a fan, from Martin. And then vamos, 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 the Cubans, Ruiz. Yeah, arm punches now from Ruiz, who shrunk down to make the weight. And he's breathing heavy here in the 6th. Martin still bouncing around with the white gloves.
Conditioning-wise, he's looking good. His footwork and his power shots are still being effective and landing.
Yeah, every time they get separated, Ruiz in the burgundy takes that big breath. One, two. That looks nice. Another good 1-2.
Step back.
Alex pushing back. Put him on his heel.
And his corner's telling him, Alex, push him back. And that's exactly what I think he has to do as well, is push him back, because Ruiz breaks his stance every time Martin pushes him back just like that.
Pushing him back against the ropes. The veteran Ruiz holding on. Separated by the ref.
And you got to make him feel uncomfortable by pushing him back, because Ruiz is the type of fighter that's used to fighting the same way. He's not going to change. He's going to continue to fight that way, just keep coming forward and rocking forward like a bull. So pushing him back, he's definitely uncomfortable. You can tell by his feet, because they're not used to being in that position. And in this round, we see Ruiz continuing to walk forward the same way. But like I said, I think Martin's punches are becoming a lot more effective. The power is still there. You can tell his conditioning is very well. And I'm sure his corner is going to continue to tell him to push Ruiz back. So we'll see how well he does that in this round.
Sinisa Estrada with the movie called Strong Like Bull. Been using a lot of different movies, but there you go. It's Alex Martin. But Josec Ruiz, he got up with 10 seconds to go in a break, jumped off the stool, and going after it. So he's been doing that where he comes out really aggressive the first minute, but then it looks like he gasses out. I think his tank might be emptying.
It's definitely dying out.
But it's coming at you. Uppercut from Martin. Shot blocked by Martin.
When someone's walking forward like that and kind of just trying to smother you and crowd you, you have to make sure that you continue to maintain your distance, and that way you're not crowding yourself when you throw your own punches.
So if you're Martin, what do you do?
If I was Martin, I would try to just establish the jab to take a step back and try to counter.
But
Also work in the inside. Give him a little push, step forward, because Ruiz will be breaking his stance when you push him back.
We got some tape that's loose. But it looks like Martin Sinisa Estrada is, so forget the jab, like he's letting him come in and he's trying to land an uppercut. Good idea?
It could be part of their game plan. I think he's landed a few good uppercuts, so maybe that's part of their game plan. And yeah, like you said, he's not really using much of a jab, but at the same time, I think he knows that Ruiz can't hurt him, so he doesn't really need to keep him off him that much by throwing so many jabs.
Just trying to catch him on one big shot?
That's what it looks like. I think so. But it's working. Every time he lands a big shot, he could land multiple ones if he really just lets him go.
In the corner for Josec Ruiz, sube la mano, keep your hand up. So they see something.
Stop! No punch.
Less than a minute to go in the 7th round. It's scheduled for 10. Working our way towards the main event of Virgil Ortiz and the Mean Machine. Make sure you check out the Golden Boy social media pages. Doing a great job of giving you behind-the-scenes access to everything all week long here from Frisco, Texas. 1, 2, 3. Just winging punches now, Ruiz.
You can tell he fights. He's the type of fighter that fights an orthodox fighter and a southpaw the exact same way.
Yeah, Ruiz has one style.
Right.
Come.
and there's no way you're going to beat a southpaw clearly by just walking forward like that. And Martin's
tough.
definitely showing that.
He's a tough dude. Josec Ruiz is Honduras. So we got Honduras represented. We got Nicaragua represented. We got Puerto Rico represented. We got Venezuela represented. We got Lithuania represented on the card tonight. Where have you fought all over the world?
As an amateur, I fought everywhere in the U.S., but I fought internationally twice, and yeah, I'm traveling. I'm kind of over it now. I traveled so much as a kid in the amateurs, constantly back to back, that now kind of just want to just stay in California, just stay home.
See some highlights from that 7th round. But where you say international? Where'd you go?
Ecuador, which wasn't a very fun place to be. But
okay, Ecuador, and where else?
Ecuador and Tahiti.
Tahiti? You fought in Tahiti? Like a sanctioned fight, or you're on vacation and somebody wanted
No,
you down?
it's like a national tournament.
Really? That's like a day and a half flight, ain't it? It feels like it? Or
Just about.
Tell me you had more than one fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
sure,
all right.
Yeah. But knowing me, I probably would have went there just for one.
Tahiti, all right.
Like, as you know, I've traveled
Yeah.
everywhere just for one fight.
Oh, yeah. Your dad would say, oh, more tape is coming off. Yeah, shout out to your dad, Joe Estrada, who told me the great line that he used to drive his little bucket till the wheels fall off, right? That's the.
What's up, Dad? I'm pretty sure he's watching. He hasn't texted me, though.
He ain't watching. but Joe Estrada, your dad, also in your corner, used to drive you all over the country for amateur tournaments and the Junior Olympics, your gloves, all that other stuff. And
Yeah, so much sacrifice, so much money, so much time, but it was all worth it.
that same sacrifice and time that Alex Martin's been putting in back into his career is rejuvenated. Now fighting under the Golden Boy banner, trying to end this fight as Josec Ruiz. A lot of heart from the Honduran fighter. But he's opening himself up. He's keeping his hands really low. Martin might be able to catch him. Yeah, that's been the game plan last couple rounds for Ruiz.
Ruiz came out blazing in this round.
The first minute, and then what does he do for the next 2?
Yeah, kind of lets it go after that.
They're frustrating guys to go after too, right?
Oh, definitely.
You ever had that where you're in a fight and you're like, okay, I'm controlling this fight, I'm doing whatever you want. Where is this person going? Why do you, like, dude, why do you keep coming?
I've dealt with that a lot in my career because in the beginning of my career, I was fighting girls who were 20 pounds heavier than me. I once fought this girl who came to the weigh-in about 8 pounds overweight.
Oh, jeez.
And it was insane. So always having to deal with fighters like that who just keep coming forward because they were a lot heavier actually, made things easier for me when I fought for these world title fights.
Alex Martin, the southpaw in white, bouncing around, landing at will. This is the opening belt. And Josec Ruiz just keeps coming at you. Okay, breathing heavy with less than a minute to go in the 8th. They can make it frustrating too, right?
Very frustrating.
Guys like Ruiz. Like, you're looking at him and he's just staring at you. If you're Alex Martin, like Martin hasn't let his hands go.
Ruiz is the type of fighter that he might be tired, but he's still going to keep trying and still keep coming forward until you just knock him out cold.
A pro's pro, as they say.
Run some numbers. Touch the left side.
Yeah, in the center of the ring. 1-2 from Martin.
Now touch the right side.
Yeah, he keeps his hands down. He knows that Ruiz has no power behind him. A lot of arm punches now.
Alex, push more balance. Push more balance. Stop! Alex, 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3. Wait,
6 minus 3. They're doing math in that corner? Do you know what that means, 6 minus 3?
5-3.
He said 6 minus 3.
I mean, a 6 would be an uppercut, but I think...
Oh, he said 6-5-3. I'm sorry.
Right?
Okay, so the number, teach me here. 6-5-3.
Okay, so a jab would be 1, a straight right would be 2, a hook would be 3, a left hook would be 3, a right hook would be 4, a left uppercut would be 5, and then the right uppercut would be 6.
All right, so 6 would be uppercut, right uppercut.
Right.
5 is going to be the left hook.
No, 3 would be the left hook.
Oh, 3. All right.
Okay. Obviously, Beto didn't do well
No,
in
no,
math class.
First off, there's a reason reporters take English classes.
I'll show you when we're
No,
I broadcast.
no, but it's because that's what Joel Diaz, trainer in Coachella, who do the Thursday Diaz podcast with him, is always, he has the Ukrainian fighters, or he has guys, he's like the numbers. I've never understood that. I don't want to sound like dummy, but I'll just do it right here instead for the whole world. Dummy, like the numerology, that's what you...
Some coaches have different numbers. Maybe for some, a jab might be a 6.
Okay. All right, but they asked for 6-5-3, so when we talk to Alex Martin afterwards, we can find out what that means.
2 more rounds to go.
But the uppercut is what they want. As we head to the 9th round, Beto Duran, that was the voice of Sinisa Estrada, the world champion, coming off a big victory July 9th at Bank of California Stadium, home of LAFC.
I see why they want that uppercut. The times that it has landed, it's landed very nicely. My dad said he just commented and said, "What's up? What's up, Beto?"
So your dad is watching. All right,
He is
Joe Estrada
watching.
checking it out. Body shot from Martin. There's the right hook. And there's the hole from Ruiz.
Those uppercuts to the body have been landing nicely as well.
But we haven't seen the jab at all from Martin.
We have not.
But that's, okay, I know your trainer will tell you, throw the jab, but why don't you boxers listen?
Well, okay. Well, for me, it's different because I'm fighting 2-minute rounds. So,
Okay.
I've heard from even like Sergio commentating my fight saying that he would like to see me throw a jab more. But for me, it doesn't really make any sense to throw a jab because against certain opponents, I don't need to throw a jab. Especially with 2 minutes, it's not enough time. I want to go in there and land those hard shots and land the effective shots instead of wasting time just moving around jabbing.
Okay, now the question, why don't you listen to your trainer?
About what?
Just in general, why doesn't a fighter...
I just know a fighter. I listen to my trainer all the time.
Okay.
But, I mean, why don't fighters listen to the trainers about throwing a jab?
Or in general, you know, they'll give them instructions, but then you come out to the round and it's like, wait, that's opposite what they did. Sometimes they just...
Because it's easier said than done. I mean...
Okay, so this is why we're talking about this.
But, I mean, some fighters, maybe they of course, they can trust their trainer, but maybe they don't see that. Maybe they're thinking of what the counter is going to be, or they're overthinking it, so they don't do it at that exact moment or that exact time that their trainer tells them to.
Body work from Martin. And Josec Ruiz just keeps coming. On a heart. It's just tough. You don't have to look for him. He's there.
Oh, he's there.
Look at Martin finish this night. Uppercut splits the guard. I hear them yelling, where's that 5? Where's that 5? Goes Caparino from Long Island in the corner of Alex Martin.
Let's see what that 5 is. Is that probably the straight left?
Right at the belt line. Trying to keep it up. He'll go right back to it.
I believe their 5 is a straight left, but we'll have to ask him.
Now he just... There it is. We're done with 9.
One more round to go, and Ruiz is not giving up.
All week long, the Good Little Boy Media and Entertainment Department has been bringing you action behind the scenes. Great job by the crew. Long days. Want to shout them out. Unsung heroes. Luis Gonzalez working it. John Bailey's usually with us, but had to stay home, feeling ill. Everybody working behind the scenes, all the camera guys, the crew, the utility, everybody in the truck. Thank you so much for getting things done. It's just a hectic scene. As Sinisa and I just stand here wearing makeup. Obviously, I have more than her. And it's, without a doubt, we can't get it done without the people on the production side. So thank you guys so much. Big shout out to you guys. For as we head to the 10th and final round, Alex Martin has controlled this fight. Will he step on the gas and finish it?
I'm sure Ruiz is going to come out blazing. I mean,
he had the last 3 rounds.
He clearly is not winning this fight, but all he can do is just let it all out in the final round.
And thanks to you, the fans watching us on Facebook Watch, leaving the comments, interacting with each other. Also on Dazn's YouTube.
Now they're asking for that jab. I think they want him to touch with the jab to get that distance and not let Ruiz crowd him. Touching with that jab and stepping back will allow Ruiz to run right into a big shot.
Main event, Virgil Ortiz against the Mean Machine from Lithuania. That'll be on DAZN. The DAZN broadcast starts at 7 Central Time. So in about half an hour, you'll be hearing Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora, Chris Mannix. We're going to have 4 good fights live on DAZN. It's the 10th and final round. Halfway through the final round, Alex Martin making his Golden Boy promotion debut after fighting at the B-side the last couple times. Got hooked up with Josec Ruiz. It's just tough as nails.
Is that uppercut again?
He just keeps on coming to me with this Ruiz. The Scorpion is just after it.
Yeah, you have to be in great condition to be able to stay in there with a fighter like Ruiz, who's just so aggressive and relentless.
135 pounders.
But Martin has clearly landed the crispier, cleaner, harder shots in this fight, so I have him winning clearly.
Yeah, he's feeling himself right now, bouncing around. So he'll go back to the south side of Chicago for a bit. Recoup and see what's next for him. The Golden Boy has a couple 135-pounders that he can mix up with. Has that tape.
Tape.
Fixing that tape. You got that war tape going on? Both sides. All right. Shout out to Mike Rodriguez, Cutman Extraordinaire with War Tape brand.
George, make sure you keep it off.
The Everlast tape. Man, we even got competing tape. Everlast tape, War tape.
Time in.
27 seconds to go. Ruiz is going to be blazing. Nice body work.
Josec is saying, let's go, tráelo. Final seconds of the fight. Good scraps. Alex Martins, Josec Ruiz from the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. Fans got 10 rounds worth, and that'll do it. They go 10 rounds. I don't think Martin knows it's over. Now he does. he was looking at it. He's like, oh, all right, yeah. They hug. Martin's going back looking for his stool. That'll do it. 10 good rounds. It'll go to the judges' decisions. Man, Josec Ruiz. That's a dude.
He just got me tired watching him come forward. I'm sleepy. I don't think I'm going to make it to the main event.
Oh, you will, because we're going to have Virgil Ortiz against the Mean Machine. He's Kavaliauskas from Lithuania. All right, let's see what you're saying on Twitter, people. Okay, yeah. All right. What's on YouTube? What are you guys saying there? All right. Oh, now they're talking about Virgil and the Mean Machine main event. That's a good one. The Honduras flag is being held by Josec Ruiz, a man who loves to hold his Texas flag when he's paddleboarding Jeremiah Gallegos.